Took a swing at a wrecking ball and I prayed for my downfall, and I found a way to reconcile, 'cause in my heart it's not worthwhile. It's a bloody battlefield where some go down, others heal. In the end it's all the same. All you can do is play the game. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I deserve to say I'm sorry, so lie. Pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs. Too many things to criticize. And so I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie. Life kept spitting at my feet and forced me down a dead-end street, when all I had went up in flames, burning only dark remains. I cover up every part of my skin, oh, 'cause I don't like the person within. Oh, I know I'm the one to blame. All I can do is take the shame. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm too sad to say I'm sorry, so lie and pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. Whoa, I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs. Too many things to criticize. So I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie. these thoughts keep me up at night, yeah. What am I doing, did I do it right, yeah. All these thoughts keep me up at night, yeah. I can't think straight, need the light. I need to breathe, get me up and out of the sheets. Onto my feet, another cup of coffee and me. That's what I need, my eyes puffy, I can't see. I'm too tired to function, but too lost to sleep. Ay, I think I need to be on something medication. I think I need to figure out the segregation. I think I needed just a better education to understand a world that's so complicated. Intoxicated, every night faded, just so I can sleep thinking that it's fading. I feel hated, I feel hatred. I'm lost deep in my mind that I've created. I have dreams where my life is devastated. Feel so real that I wake up shaking. Deep thick skin, cause this life is no haven. Nod your head if you get what I'm saying. All these thoughts keep me up at night, yeah. What am I doing, did I do it right, yeah. All these thoughts keep me up at night, yeah. I can't think straight, need the light, yo. All these thoughts keep me up at night, yeah. What am I doing, did I do it right, yeah. All these thoughts keep me up at night, yeah. I can't think straight, need the light. I don't really think I understand this world now. Got my head spinning round in a circle. Everybody lacks what they need internal, so they compensate with everything external. Not trying to throw shade, no way. I'm just trying to find a meaning of life, hey. There's happiness if you try to live the right way. Forget about what others have and live your life, hey. Be aware of who you are, what you're good at.
Well, good evening, one and all. Welcome into WCU Esports. We apologize for the late start on everything. Trying to just get through the last couple of things as we get ready for game one. Don't know what map is going to be yet, but we're going to be here with you guys shortly once this game starts. I'm Sparky, joined by Gummy and Corbin, and we will be coming to you guys, like I said, live in just a moment once everything gets sorted.
Now you just gotta get rid of the bad thoughts, hating others cause you know that they got a lot. Forget that though, you got plenty, you're alive in this life, you got time, go get it. All these thoughts keep me up at night, yeah. What am I doing, did I do it right, yeah. All these thoughts keep me up at night, yeah. I can't think straight, need the light. All these thoughts keep me up at night, yeah. What am I doing, did I do it right, yeah. All these thoughts keep me up at night, yeah. I can't think straight, need the light. I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the night inning, there ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here I'm scream, okay, it's a dream. And I pray as a team, one day it'll be me. If I want it, then I get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame, I admit it. Looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me. Swear to God, man, I'ma make it soon. Silence all the haters as they see us making moves. I do what I want, so I got nothing to prove. Staying motivated, teaching others what to do. I'm staying focused, my mind is open. They start to know takes devotion to stay composed, man. Never stop, there ain't no time to fall. Try to live, get it up, you got one life to pop. Thinking big, never small, cause you gotta want it all. When you finally get that call, you get ready, take it on. Need a hand out, I already stand out. Starting to advance now, ready to expand now. You don't have a chance now, cause we're in demand now. Make it by the grand now, feeling in command now. They're looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. Everybody knows that I'm breaking down. Everybody knows I ain't faking now. Everybody knows my heart's vacant now. Yeah, she hates me now, I made mistakes but now I don't ever wanna be alone. I don't really ever feel at home. On my own, in the zone, that's the only way I know. Feeling low, about to blow back up. I won't ever let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll ever let you in. Easier to break it off fast.
Well, here we are. The game is supposedly going to start very soon. We're super excited, and here we go, right into the game. My name's Corbin. I'm going to be here casting with you today. I'm super excited to watch WCU Slate team absolutely rock this game. Let's get right into it. First map, Lijiang Tower, arguably best map in the game. It is a big favorite. We've seen it from week in, week out across all teams. Everyone loves to play Lijiang. And for good reason. It's a very fun map and it's very versatile. You can use just about every character everywhere else or everywhere in the map. And I'm super excited to see what kind of comp WCU is going to pull out. We really have not had a whole lot of experience watching them and this awesome team. So I can't wait to see what creative things they come up with. Let's see what we got. It looks like we got Spoon on the Mei, Game Apple on the Bastion, and then we also have Google Me Now's signature diva. And then we have our Ana and Moira out here as well. I'm super excited to see what looks like almost, I don't know if I would call it a dive comp. I'd say more of a brawl. And then going into also a very brawly comp from the other side as well. So we're getting right into it. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, and something else to keep in mind for you guys who are wondering, Ashe and Lifeweaver have been banned for Lijiang on map. And then Wu Yang, a new character to Overwatch, not available at all for any team this week. Wu Yang also out of the match. That's interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. Character's kind of weird anyway. So here we are at our first skirmish. It looks like we almost took out their Moira, but she was able to fade out. There is a Reaper, it looks like, flanking here. Game Apple a little bit low, backing off. Our team's going in though. We have our diva in. She's deep. Let's see. We have a kill already. Toast coming in with a kill on Moira.
Nice.
This is good. This is a good start. First fight for WCU. Already pushing them off the point here. A good start. A good start to our first series. And this is what we like to see, right? We love to see the Mountaineers gaining control early, getting the confidence boost. Something big that they're focusing on is making sure that the vibes and the energy with their team stays high from start to finish. Something that definitely has been an issue with various teams across all of esports in the past, regardless of who you're from, like where you're from, who you are. So keeping that energy high, having fun is a big priority. And I know that it is going to be Spoon and Fench on the Mountaineers. We're playing some Valorant earlier today, and it was all fun, despite the fact that none of us were good at it.
Did their Moira just fade off the map?
I believe so.
That's crazy work.
Okay.
Well, this is optimal. It looks like there is a Reaper in the back line, but he is annihilated.
Jeez.
They are working together as a team to catch out those flankers really good. That's insane. I love to see it.
Yeah, he can't be too isolated. That's for sure.
He really just went in alone. It looks like Hamline University is having some struggles keeping their team together here. Looks like they have gotten a pick on our Ana, but it doesn't matter because they're already down 2 people. They're still trying to reset. Now, we do have some ults coming online here soon. We have now on the side of WCU no supports. We'll see what they do here to try to counter that. We have some ults, 3, almost 4 for WCU. It looks like they're going to hold off on using those. Just back up and reset for now.
Well, I think Diva Bomb did get activated by Google as they got demeched, but didn't find anyone in that.
Avail.
That said, though, we do see 3 ults for both teams now, Reaper Blossom and I believe, which one's Anna's again?
Nano Boost.
Nano Boost.
Yes,
Those
Nano
are both
Boost.
almost online.
I can't wait to see another Beyblade. That's what I'm looking for from this team. They have my heart if they Beyblade. You can get the speed boost now with all of the perks and such that you can get on Ana. That was a big shatter by Bandit from Hamline University. It looks like they are going to come in with a pretty strong set of ults here. Also coming in with their Moira ult. That's a lot used for them. They're going to win that fight.
That is 2 burned in the one fight. We did see the Bastion and the Mountaineers. Game Apple did take out his orbital, or did use his orbital.
That, I feel, is a fair trade. We didn't lose too much for that. Obviously, some time, not optimal, but hopefully WCU Slate can come back in here with their ults. This May ult could be absolutely massive, and then the Moira ult to follow that up to keep everybody alive. This Reaper is trying to flank. You have the supports targeting your Reaper. I love to see it. Love playing support, being able to just, kill the flankers. You love to see it. It looks like WCU has gathered their people. They've used the May ult. Let's see what they can get off of that. Moira ult out as well, trying to keep people alive. We do have a pick on Reaper. That's a good start. Fade out, going aggressive on the Moira. Oh, this is going to be close. But it's the spam from the backside. It's the Ana nade, actually, that catches Toast out. But it looks like WCU is in a good position here. They do have Nano. It may be a Nano boost here. No, they take that point. They save the Nano boost. I like that play. This is good. This is a good start for WCU here.
And
on this
we're
first map.
closing in on the 100% mark as well. And it's going to be a very big final fight here. We might see Reinhardt's ult Shatter come back online. We're definitely going to see the Orbital. We'll see the Nano Boost and maybe even Diva Bomb.
Yes. Let's see what we get here. That Reaper is in. They're getting some picks on the Hamline University side. Maybe they back out here for WCU. We have, let's see, 2 ults here. Almost 3. Hopefully we can charge up that Diva Bomb and then use that Nano.
I'd love to see a Nano Diva. I'd like to see a Nano Diva.
The Nano Diva could go crazy.
It could be a big contest. It would at least force Hamline off the point, but they have to get back.
They do have to get back on point. I think Diva's going to make it. There is a shatter for Hamline University here. That's going to be tough for WCU to counter. There's no bomb from Diva. Unfortunately, she didn't charge it in time.
Diva's going to die, and the Mountaineers have to get on point, but they're not going to quite get there. That's at a 99 to 99.
99 to 99. I'll take that.
That's a pretty good way to start map 1.
That is a good start to map 1. I think we saw some really good team play there from both teams. Good holding of ults, good use of ults, really good ult management, just overall. Let's see how we're going to change up either our comp or our play to take it on this next map.
And I don't think it's necessarily a big change that's necessary. I think it's just a matter of pushing a little bit smarter as a team going into those later fights. Making sure that you stick together and maybe don't stay as close, but keep pushing forward as a unit, Like, stay more spread out. So, especially with a Reinhardt Shatter, that won't have as much effect.
Yeah, and that Reinhardt was doing work. The shatters were coming in really big for Hamline University, and I think that is one thing that WCU should really think about when, one, they're team fighting, doing their ult tracking, and trying to maybe counter that Reinhardt. They do have the Bastion. That is a pretty good counter. So we'll see how this second map goes. We are spamming down main. Love to see it. It's a pastime of Overwatch. That is a pick for Hamline University on Spoon. That is the power of Sojourn. Always a strong character, fun to play against. Looks like Bastion is going to try to contest that Sojourn. Sojourn is spamming down that side. Let's see if WCU can get in here without taking too much damage. They've got one of our supports.
They're also down Toast. Yeah, so down Toast, down Game Apple. And I think that Spoon was taken out pretty early in that fight as well.
Yeah.
So right now it's a big reset needing to come from the Mountaineers.
Absolutely.
Just take a second, breathe, recover, and figure out what to do. And we see Ryan with
Maze out
60% already.
Ryan charging his ult really fast. That is the
So is Surgeon.
So is Sojourn. That when we were looking at the spam down main at the very beginning of this map, that's really the power of being able to kind of take up that space and use that spam. And that's one of the hard things about specifically this map. There's some really, really closed off angles like this one we're looking at that are really hard to kind of push past and avoid the spam. And by the time you get out of the door, you're already half dead or dead. And so we're seeing that in the ult charge of the Hamline University players. We are also coming up on some ult charges here, though, for WCU. We have traded. We traded Tank for Bastion, so we'll see how this goes. The Ana is low. Gulumi now going in deep. I like it. Gulumi now also has their ult up now, so we are going to see, hopefully, a really cool Diva Bomb, and then, obviously, Toast with the Moira ult coming with the support. We'll see how that goes for the next fight. We do have a Sojourn ult coming from the enemy team and a Shatter. So this could be really big, and I want to see how WCU is going to deal with the Shatter. I suspect the Shatter is going to come soon, and I hope they recognize kind of this posturing. A lot of the time, wow, they didn't even need the Shatter. That was a very, very huge, almost 5K from the Sojourn. That ult is crazy. It's tough when you kind of have that flank angle. You're focusing on the Rhine Shatter. You're focusing on the Reaper that's in front of you. And then you have the Sojourn coming in from the side, one-shotting people in the head. Sojourn, though, low. Let's see if if Toast can... Oh, Toast looks to have lost that battle, unfortunately. It was close, though. And I think they're doing the right thing. They just maybe need to have a little more coordination on the side of WCU is how can we be more coordinated on those dives? But for now, it looks like WCU is going to have to reset. That would be hopefully the correct way to play this, but they also don't have a whole lot of time.
There's
Let's
not much
see
left. They
if
really
Toast
need to...
is going to be able to get onto the point. That was a good use of the jump. That's big. Maybe Toast can at least contest for just a little bit longer. Oh, the Reaper in their face is not going to do them any good. They did contest the point, but unfortunately, that's the Nano Bastion coming in. They're staggering in. I don't know if this fight's going to go well.
I don't think this is going to be quite enough, but it's a good idea from the Mountaineers at least to keep trying to stay alive. That's all they can really do right now is just fight to keep going. But they're overly staggered, and I think that will do it
for this game one.
For game one in this best of 5 series tonight.
Hamline University taking the first one, but there were some close battles in that, and I'm excited to see what WCU picks for their bans, picks for their map, kind of what we're gonna do going into this next match. I think there is definitely a lot of this is the Sojourn ult we were talking about, the nano Sojourn, one tapping people in the head. Not a lot you can do about that coming from the side. So hopefully in our next match we will be able to see maybe a little more coordination on some dives coming from WCU, really taking out that those flanking characters like the Reaper and the Sojourn, being a little more prepared for all of those high damage surprise attacks, but also still having to focus on the Rhine, the Reaper in front of you. It's a tough battle, but we'll be right back once the game starts.
Well, welcome back in. We're going to be here on Rialto, a push map?
No, it's actually an escort.
It is escort.
Push escort, like, you know what I mean? You're taking the thing to the end of the map. That's how you're going to win. So we want to make sure that our WCU defense here, I believe, is where they are starting, can hold, hopefully, before the first checkpoint, so they can really have their best chance at getting the win in this second map on Rialto. I wonder what they're going to do for a defense composition. They were running a pretty brawly defensive composition last time. It looks like they're going something very similar. Now, we aren't going to see the D.Va again because D.Va was banned by the enemy team this game. So, it looks like Google Me Now is going to pull out the Hog. There's a lot of water on this map that you can hook people into. That's an insta-kill. That's what we like to see. So hopefully we see some cheeky hooks. Can't wait to see that from WCU. Now, it does look like they are running almost exactly the same comp as last time. Aside from that Hog, I think those are the comfort picks, which we love to see. You love to see people on their comfort picks. That's where they know they're going to do the best. And so that's really what we want for WCU. This is also a really, really good defense comp as it is. A lot of sustain from the Moira and Ana healing. And you have the poke damage and wall, utility, all from Mei. So I'm excited to see how this goes. Looks like we are running almost an exact same comp from Hamline University as well as they did last game. That's a big pick from Spoon onto their healers. Now, killing the healers is always the way to go. If you can kill the supports, everyone else is going to die so much faster. So that's a really big pick for Spoon. Hopefully we can keep seeing stuff like that from here on out. It does look like Reaper, no Wraith, is low, but the Moira is back. The Reinhardt Bandit is almost dead. Their spam is coming in really strong. I love the WCU spam right now. That's what we like to see. The Mei pushing up close, always a good idea. If you can have that Mei wall, if you have the Mei wall like that, you can wall somebody in. If you can get somebody stuck away from their team, isolated, that's what you want. You can get an easy kill. They get no support. There's no team to help them. Let's see what Spoon can do on this Mei here. It does look like Reinhardt is dead. We trade, though. The Ashe from the top is getting some pretty good headshots here. Now, let's see what else is going on. Their Ana on the enemy team did just keep them all up. Let's see what we got going on for WCU defense. They do still have two out there, it would seem. Let's see what they will do from here. Hog's still in. The Hog hook coming out. No gun. No bullets in the gun, though. That's unfortunate. Now, it does look like Google Me Now is in a predicament, but let's see if they can get out. The Hog not quite making it out. Take a Breather is a really strong ability. That healing ability gives you 300 health and damage reduction, but it wasn't quite enough to get Google Me Now out of that predicament. Now, let's see if WCU can come back, regroup before this checkpoint so they can stop them from getting extra time. Once the enemy team reaches a checkpoint, that's a nano from Hamline University onto the... That was an interesting use of the nano. It doesn't look like it's going to give them much, but they are still getting a lot of value. Their Ashe right now from Hamline University is really, really strong. WCU needs to figure out how exactly they want to deal with that Ashe poking from the backline. There's a couple things they could do here. They could go dive. If you wanted to play a Winston, maybe in a reset even to like just rush their team. But it would seem to me like they might not be switching anything up, and I think that's fine. Let's see where it goes from here. There is a Reaper wraithing into the back. They do have those flankers again on this game, just like they did last game, and they are getting value. They're splitting the team, and what WCU really needs to do right now is, it's okay. Everybody can die. Let's reset. Let's all back up, group up. We have some alts to use. Looks like we have Bastion as well as Hog and Ana alt. Ana plus Hog alt could go crazy here. So let's see what WCU decides to do. But there is also a shatter that they need to be aware of from the side of Hamline University. So we'll see how this fight plays out.
An immediate sleep on a Roadhog as well.
Ooh, that anti.
Before it even starts.
That anti was tough. Anti's a really, really strong ability against players like Hog, people who have that self-heal ability, Reaper, things like that. Now, if you ran a Kiriko, you could maybe Suzu, something like that, you know, get rid of that negative status effect. It does seem like Hamline University is going to get to that next checkpoint. Now, our Moira is deep behind, it would seem. Let's see what's going on. Deep behind. enemy lines. I don't know. That might be a tough spot for Toast to get out of, but we'll see. The Wraith is a pretty strong movement ability, and hopefully their team can back them up. We're going into another fight. We still have those 3 ults from WCU, but the same 3 ults as well from Hamline University. I think the Shatter's going to come out here. Now, if Spoon is really on top of it, the shift, that ice block that they just used, the survivability ability, could be used to block the Shatter as well as the wall, but it looks like both of those abilities are down. Unfortunately, I think their Reinhardt was watching for those 2 abilities, so no way to block the Shatter. That was a good combo between the Reinhardt and the Reaper for Hamline University. Devastating combo. Now, we're getting close to the end of the map. If Hamline University reaches the end of the map, the game is immediately up 3 for Hamline University. So we'll see if there's the Nano Hog that we were just talking about. Hopefully that can give them some space. It looks like they're maybe not going to get any kills, but they're going to get some space. That was a good sleep from Hamline University's Ana. Now let's see if they can kill these 2 that are kind of zoned off. The attack Moira in the back. Oh, that's a scary amount of health. And oh my goodness, the headshot from the Ashe. Now, they contemplated in between games whether Ashe was the right ban or if Sojourn was the right ban. They decided on Sojourn as the Sojourn was kind of really strong last game. Maybe that'll change up for this next game. We'll see.
And the other issue, too, is the Mountaineers have already banned Ashe. They can't ban Ashe again for the rest of the set. The big debate was between Sojourn and Reinhardt, I believe.
Right.
Because they know they can't ban the same person twice in a row.
I think the Reinhardt's is a play here. We need to get on point. They're running away. That was peculiar. I don't know why Hamline University gave up there. They definitely could have taken that. Now the Bastion is in turret mode, tearing down that shield. That Rein is in a bad position. But the ante comes out from Hamline University's Ana. Such a strong ability, allowing the Reaper to go into the back and just kill everybody. We have the Junker Queen out, but then there comes the Shatter, knocking down Spoon, getting him with the charge.
And Hamline just, for a brief moment, they were just 0.1 away from finishing that one out. But they do get to the 3. And that will do it for now. We'll see what the Mountaineers can do coming up on this second one. And I'll be taking over for commentary as Corbin has to go get ready for WCU
It's
Crimson.
my turn to play the game. I was excited to be here with you guys. Hopefully, I'll be here with you guys again real soon. It was so much fun.
And
we'll see you soon.
Yeah, and hopefully I'll be able to get those guys on WCU Crimson live in just a bit here. But we will only wait and see. Time will only tell. Something that we can just only hope for what happens. So yeah, the Mountaineers, not necessarily the start that you want to see, but that doesn't mean all hope is lost. That 157 remaining on the clock there, it shows how much time the Mountaineers will, or how much time Hamline will have should WCU be able to make this entire journey on their own to get the payload all the way from start to finish. We'll see what all happens here. The WCU going to be running with that Junker Queen, especially as they have to now try and attack. We're going to be seeing the same supports, the same DPS coming from your Mountaineers. Looking over on the side of Hamline, it's going to be pretty much the exact same composition here. Same healers. The only difference going to be the DPS and the tank. I mean, Reinhardt going to be staying. That Reinhardt is deadly for the Mountaineers to try and deal with right now. And something that we see here in the casting booth is that Reaper on the side, getting ready to try and maybe backline a little bit once this full fight starts. We do see Spoon swapping over to Echo pretty quick, seeing if they can't find some way to cause some disturbance against this Hamline roster. And the Mountaineers really just trying to figure out what on earth they can do to fully keep pushing forward. As we will see Junker just chase down Google, not quite able to get back into the safe zone for the Mountaineers. They're gonna have to reset and figure out how to stay alive. Toast tried to find a way to get back in, couldn't quite get back for their team. So now they're gonna have to respawn. The Mountaineers just a little extending a little too far at the moment. Very tough spot for the Mountaineers as we see them trying to just keep pushing forward. As Corbin was saying, having that Mei being aggressive and maybe being able to get those walls or that healing off in time will stop a shatter. As we did see Google taking out Bandit, but Quasi responding, taking out Google. Spoon finding Quasi. And that Reinhardt looking awfully low, only with a Moira there to defend. And we also saw that Ashe. We see Spoon trying to keep this push alive. Google going to try and start to sideline. And that is a big anti coming from the Ana on both sides for just a moment. But we do see the Bob taking out Fenchbag and Toast for the Mountaineers. Google soon to follow. We see Spoon coming out with Blizzard, but not going to be able to find anyone as Raz takes Spoon out. Mountaineers now with just about 2 ults online, looking for their third, and Hamline just with Reaper Blossom, but that one is deadly. If you can get a good Reaper Blossom off, that could be a big penta for your team. 1 minute left to get to that first checkpoint for the Mountaineers. We'll see what they can do in a last-minute rally. We do see 2 of the Mountaineers falling there. Toast and Game Apple, followed by Google. We do see Toast on the Life Weaver now, switching off of their Moira. Seeing if that can't make the difference that the Mountaineers need. As we see the final 5 seconds, the Mountaineers have to get onto the point. And that Reaper Blossom will shut them down as they get close. Google just half a second late to it. And that will do it. Game 2 in this series will also go to Hamline University. The Mountaineers are going to take some time here in between to figure out what they need to solidify a third round win. But as that cuts out, we'll switch over. And we'll be right back in just a few moments for Game 3 in this Best of 5 series. Hamline leading the Mountaineers 2-0. Okay, very, very slight delay there. Getting back in as we had a couple teams getting ready. Crimson getting ready over on the side of WC, or over for your Mountaineers. And we'll get to them in a little bit. But we are here on Hollywood. It is going to be a full escort map. The Mountaineers are going to be defending. We did see Bastion and Reinhardt get banned. So, should be fun to see what happens here. We see Sigma now. Something happened there, and I don't know quite what that was. We see Google Me now with the ability to be a diva once again. And Fench, with the help of his team, does find Quasi, but Raz finding Fench and Quasi having found Game Apple already in this one. It's a very different setup for this, as it's escort. So you have to capture the full, or it's hybrid. You have to capture the full point first, and then you need to be able to escort the payload from start to finish. You do get, I believe it's 4.5 to 5 minutes to get that payload going. Just want to see this. I was forced onto team only for spec, so we're only going to get to see the information in the way of the Mountaineers. But WCU doing a very good job right now of holding this control point. If they can hold all the way through this 3-minute timer back down to 0, then they'll be able to set up very well for later on. As that Reaper was a little overextended, the Mountaineers tried to find a way to get them knocked out. Couldn't quite do so. We do see that Sigma finding 2. Devo, I'm going to find Quasi. It's going to be Google holding with Bench on point for the Mountaineers. Big sleep onto Diva. And the Mountaineers going to lose control of this point, but a minute left on the clock. Going to be a long time ahead for Hamline to... Or it's going to be a decent bit of reset, but not as much as maybe they would have liked for a cushion period. If the Mountaineers can find a good choke point and hold off on Hamline's attack. But we see Game Apple and Spoon falling, both DPS down for the Mountaineers. And now we see Toast getting taken out as well as Bandit finds them with Moira Beam. WCU going to rotate out. As we see both the DPS are still a fair ways away from getting here, or getting back. Hamline just over halfway now on Hollywood to escort to that first checkpoint. Looking to find a way to get some more extension. And we see Google taking a very high vantage point as D.Va. Spoon getting taken out pretty quick in this fight. The Mountaineers really wanting to hold on to this team fight for as long as they can. We see the Lifeweaver tree out from the Mountaineers. We see the concussion from Game Apple. Sigma Flux not finding anybody. We do see Toast taking out Razmataz as well. Good pick for the Mountaineers. If they can keep holding off in this spot, they're going to be looking really good. Game Apple finding Bandit. It's going to be Sigma just in front now and blocked off. And the Mountaineers take out Bandit instantly. Huge pick from WCU. We see another Riptire online for the Mountaineers alongside Nano and Diva Bomb with Blizzard coming soon. And already halfway to that Lifeweaver tree. Looks like Google trying to play patient and wait for just a moment to try and find a good way to enter with a Diva Bomb. We do see Game Apple taken out pretty quick. No ult burned. And the Mountaineers with 4 of their ults online. Diva going to be backlining. There's the Diva Bomb. Blizzard forcing them off point. Diva Bomb will find both, or the Remech will find the Moira. The Bomb will find Sigma. And with 13 seconds left, Hamline has a long way to go to keep themselves extending forward in this escort. We're in overtime. The second that there's a little bit of time where Hamline is not on that point, the Mountaineers will win this. Big fight here. We see a lot of ults coming out from Hamline University. And they will get a team kill. The Mountaineers only with Riptire and with Nano. And they need to get going very fast on this one. Oh, we see an Echo come out of D.Va. We see Riptire come through. Riptire will get the mech. It will get Sigma. It will get the full Echo of the D.Va. And it will also find the Ana. Echo now falling. The Mountaineers just moments away from winning this one, or at least holding here, and giving themselves a good chance to win, or to set up for their attack. As we see the double kill overtime, and WCU will hold them with 1 point, and about 2/3 of the way to that first checkpoint. So we'll see what WCU Slate can do to hold off in this choke point of Hollywood, or at least to find a way to get through this first choke point into that control area. It's going to be a tough slot. We're just seconds away. We can't quite do anything here. Forced onto the team side spectator. But WCU going to be Ana, Junkrat, D.Va, May, and Lifeweaver. Things a little out of order here, but that is A-okay. At least on that leaderboard, it looks a little out of order. Everything is normal, though, from the spectator point of view. And here we go. We'll see what the Mountaineers can come up with. And D.Va a little overextended here for the Mountaineers. Trying to find a way to get out and escape, get onto point to force the Hamline back. will do so. Mountaineers trying to chase down that Mercy. Not able to do so. We see Fench finding some good picks onto that Reaper, who could almost fall. Reaper falls between the Mei and the Ana for the Mountaineers. As Google does finally get taken out as Baby Diva. We see Spoon on point, getting saved and pulled back. In exchange, Toast does fall, but the Mountaineers still able maybe to find something as they try and find a way through this little choke point. We see Spoon barely holding on to life. WCU looking to try and have something connect against this Hamline defense, who are looking very, very strong. That said, though, Mercy does get taken out. A big opportunity if the Mountaineers can start pushing forward off of this. We do see the Pharah ult coming out. Gets picked off, though. Diva staying just alive. Now going to come back. It's all on this Sigma. And then it's on the Reaper as well. But the Mountaineers are going to be able to try and stay alive. They're going to shut down the Moira first. They're going to be able to shut down Reaper next. And they're going to have almost a full uncontested point. There is the Mercy clinging to life now as well. And wow, Hamline, though very staggered, still holding on incredibly well. Spoon finds Bandit. It's going to be all Pharah. And there's the Pharah who goes down. And I believe the Mountaineers are going to have this point fully uncontested. They're going to have 4 minutes to get this payload from here all the way down to that orange dot that you see. We do see Google extending a little far forward, but looking to try and backline, get something going. And we do see Diva Bomb finding Sojourn. There's the remake. But already down a substantial amount of health, facing off against 3 of Hamline, as it's just Sigma trying to slow down this point as much as they can. With the Mercia, or with the Kiriko on the side, Sigma now alone gets slept and is getting just tossed by the Mountaineers. Spoon and Toast playing together. WCU might find their first map win of the regular season, as they keep pushing onward together as a big unit. There goes the Reaper. And this is going to be one big final fight. The Mountaineers with quite a few ults online. There's the Blizzard. Could be huge for the Mountaineers if they can take out this Sigma. Not quite able to do so in time, but they're still very low. And that Sigma is going to knock. And WCU takes the map, winning it 2-1. Game 3 in favor of your Mountaineer Slate team. Great play. Great game so far from both teams. This is going to be a very fun series. And right as we finish this play of the game, we'll be back in just a few minutes with Game 4 in this series. Alrighty, well, welcome back. We're going to be heading to New Queen Street here in Game 4 of this Best of 5 series. WCU trails 2-1 at the moment. However, great showing there, and this escort could be a massive, massive difference maker. Quick update for you all, too. So WCU Crimson has started their series about 36 minutes ago, won 2-0 on Lijiang Map 1, and are, currently up Map 2 against OCCC Gold. Or OCCC Esports G. They're currently up. They fully found their way through the hybrid and are currently holding off on that hybrid as well. So we'll see and give you live updates as we can for your Mountaineers. If we could have 2 streams going all at once, that would be fantastic. However, not to worry. Right now, we are focused on WCU Slate starting off the season. Looking to try and find a way to push this to a Game 5 against what is a very, very strong Hamline team. We'll be seeing Diva, Junkrat, Ana, Bastion, and Lifeweaver from your Mountaineers. Just about the same lineup as last time, sans the Bastion. And we now see there's the Reinhardt, Mercy, Kiriko from the Hamline team, as well as the Reaper Sojourn combo that is so terrifying. Great Diva damage mitigation there, though, as they do stop that Reinhardt slash. That range attack, something to fear for certain. But we're stuck in this neutral for just a minute, and we're going to have to see how this goes. Who can find the picks first and fastest? A long, long fight here for the Mountaineers. Long fight for Hamline as well. Neither team wanting to give too much way. And we do see a Sojourn picked off by Game Apple. WCU with a chance to start pushing very fast here. As we see Google in the fray, skirting out. And we see Mercy fall as well. WCU to start chasing. That Reaper could fall, and that Reaper will fall in just a moment here. Diva getting that health pack, going to be huge as WCU nanos the Reinhardt, going to start shredding his shield, and he's going to get taken out. And now with possession of the point, WCU is going to start moving forward. We're going to see the Bastion ult coming out from WCU, and it will find the Sojourn. We're going to see the Reaper blossom in the back. Reaper is now nanoed, though. Cannot heal anymore. Google, staying alive, does pick off Mercy. Not going to be able to get out of there fast enough and going to die from a shredded mech. It's now just the Junkrat for the Mountaineers staying alive, needing to find a way back to their team. But we do see Riptire and we see Lifeweaver Tree online for WCU. Junkrat going to be taken out by that Sojourn. WCU almost at that first checkpoint. Just 3 minutes into this fight. And it is a long battle back. For both teams if you are not careful. Got to be always wary of that Reinhardt shatter, especially now as we keep moving on. There's that shatter that I was telling you about. Fenchbag does get picked off. Google gets demech'd and is being chased as Baby Diva and will die. Spoon gets knocked out. It is now just all on Game Apple, who will also fall. And Hamline takes over in the lead. WCU Slate going to be taking up a higher vantage point this time, trying to rush in and get some quick damage onto both teams, or getting some quick damage onto that Hamline roster. D.Va going to be demech'd. Spoon gets taken out. And the Mountaineers do find a pick onto Sojourn, but it's not going to be quite enough. Sojourn going to get revived by Mercy. We see the Bastion ult coming out from the Mountaineers. Not going to quite find anybody that time, but that Mercy going to be chasing, or going to be chased down. Kitsune Rush coming from Hamline. As D.Va is almost at mech, or is almost at bomb. We'll see what they can do. Great E onto that swing from Reinhardt. And that Reinhardt could die, and they do. Mountaineers now trying to fully push forward. Mercy taken out as well. That's going to be a healer and the tank down for Hamline, which is enough to get most teams to start retreating very fast. As the Mountaineers now line up to start trying to retake in this possession. It's a very long back and forth, this push style. As they do find Kiriko. And there's going to be the Reaper Blossom. Shut down before it can actually go off. Shatter coming from Bandit, though. We're going to see D.Va Bomb come out. Not going to find anybody. D.Va almost dying there. Is going to chase down Sojourn. Stays alive, gets demech'd. And Google trying to find a way to stay alive. Gets picked off by Sojourn. Now the Mountaineers losing possession of that robot, needing to find a way to keep this series alive, trying to find a way to get to that final map point. See the Mountaineers trying to find a way to focus their picks. That Reinhardt, though, becoming a major issue for the Mountaineers. Mercy is knocked out. Sojourn does find both Fench and Game Apple. We saw D.Va trying to chase down this Kiriko. Maybe trying to get that pick, but not able to do so. Going to have to retreat back to find their team. Tries to keep their Lifeweaver alive. Does manage that, but Mountaineers in a tough spot trying to retake full control of this robot. It's going to be an isolated Sojourn with a chasing Reinhardt. Oh, the Reinhardt flying off the edge. Game Apple finding Kiriko. WCU. Spoon gets picked off by the Sojourn. Reaper teleporting away. And that Mercy gets taken out too. So the Mountaineers with a huge advantage is going to be a Kiriko and a Reaper in the back lines. But the Mountaineers with 3 ults, 5 on the way, with both Bastion and Nano, or with Orbital Strike and Nano coming very, very soon. There's that sidelining. Reinhardt gets slept and gets antied. But we do see Reaper trying to find Fench, not able to do so. It's going to be a D.Va Bomb coming out. Remech coming, not going to find anyone on either of those. Reaper Blossom will find Toast. Now Google trying to find a way to get out of that bad situation. Unable to do so, going to be shredded as the rest of the Mountaineers begin their respawn. Toast trying to find a way to keep pressure on Hamline as they begin their push back. We see the slept Reaper. Google finding the Mercy. Likely we're going to be saving that Bastion as well. We do see DMEC'd Diva. Shatter coming out, not finding anybody there. We do see Spoon getting knocked out, though. Game Apple finds Bandit. Raz finding Game Apple. Quasi finding Google. It's all on Fench right now to stay alive for the Mountaineers. Does get a sleep off, but gets picked off pretty quickly as well. And Toast right here, trying to find something to keep their team alive. We saw Hamline backing up a little bit, trying to keep the Mountaineers in this overtime stage. The Mountaineers have to get this robot all the way back. And I believe that Hamline just going to be backing up and getting ready to burn through all of their ults at the same time. We see the Riptire finding the Reaper. The Mountaineers needing to find the rest of this Hamline team and stay on this robot to keep moving forward as they enter this mid area. Final fight territory here, folks. If the Mountaineers get team wiped or if they get off the point by too much for too long, that will do it in this one. We see Google in combination with Game Apple finding the Kiriko, and the Mountaineers starting their push back towards their pillar. We might see a Diva Bomb come very, very soon from Google. We're going to see Reaper Blossom come out. Reaper gets slept. Stays alive. It's going to be all on Google to stay on point, keeping this game alive for the Mountaineers. But that will do it as the Mountaineers just fall in Game 4. Close fought battle, though, will go in favor of Hamline University, winning this series 3-1 in a best-of-5. A hard-fought series both ways, though. Great game. Great showing from your Mountaineers as their first time playing as a full unit in a competitive matchup. So not too much to be worried about here. We'll see what they can do next week. But for now, as this play of the game wraps up, that will do it here for WCU Slate. We'll be back in just a moment if we can for OCCC versus WCU Crimson. But we'll see how that goes. I'll be back in just a minute if possible with an update for you all here at WCU Esports. Well, folks, we do have an update for you. We're able to continue streaming. WCU Crimson is up 2-0 in the series, having swept Lijiang and then winning. I believe, I don't know what map it was, but they did win in overtime on, I believe it was a hybrid. So good series so far from this team. We'll see what they're able to manage as we continue on tonight. Game 2 winning 4-5. No idea what was actually played, but that is all good. Or we can scroll up and check. I just remembered. Wow. Nothing. We don't know what map. That is sweet. But we're going to see Tokyoto, a freshman for the Mountaineers, hopping on that Crimson squad with returning players Bubbles, Majarshin, Gummy, and Corbin. They've all played last year, if you guys remember that. But this year, looking good so far as they open up their season again with a 2-0 lead, and now we're on Flashpoint, something that you don't typically see people wanting to play.
Because it's not a great game mode.
No, it is not. By the way, joining me, fresh out of their game, are going to be Spoon and Fench Bag.
They're only a lot better than us. So be entertaining.
And we obviously see some very different team compositions coming from both sides in this one. But Tokyoto on Baptiste, a fantastic support character if you play them correctly. Same as Juno, which we see Corbin running. Gummy as the diva, Gummy has been playing diva for years and years. He's been playing diva since longer than I've been here. And he originally reached Masters, I believe, on console, switched over to PC, or he played till Diamond on console, left, and then almost scraped Masters on PC when he joined back.
That's
switching
okay,
to
yeah.
mouse keyboard. Just just moderate, you know.
Yeah. You know, he's like okay.
Yeah.
Only okay at the game. No, he is. It is absolutely fantastic. And this team, I cannot stress this enough. This year is so much fun. They are such an entertaining squad to see play. They had a lot of fun last week, including a couple of subs that were emergency based.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man.
But that was
It
also
a lot of
preseason.
fun.
I mean, you can't deny me that the
Okay,
comp
yeah, it
and the
was
team
fun. It was
vibe,
fun.
very, very entertaining from this Mountaineer team.
See, that's what I love about Western. We vibe max.
This
Yeah.
year especially, the teams are very much so vibe heavy. Everyone is focused on having a good time rather than trying to overly sweat. And it's going well so far, as we can see. Majarshin almost finding a quick pick as Ash does get taken out, though, by that Cassidy. We see Gummy chasing
just
down the
beamed
Kiriko.
them.
Bubbles
Jeez.
finds the Cassidy. So now we're going to find Juno on the Mountaineers. The WCU going to back off as they have won that first point in the Flashpoint series. It's first to 3 points controlled.
Mm-hmm.
And it works very similar to Control, but it's just a lot faster in some ways and slower in others, is what I would describe
It's
it as.
very
Lamer.
yeah. The point captures faster, but you gotta wait longer before you can go to the point, and it will take you all over the map.
And I think that's the big thing that people don't like, right? Is having to constantly rotate to different positions.
Yeah, and there are definitely some points that will work way better for certain teams based off of spawns.
But Diva Bomb going to force all of the, I don't know what their team name is, but it is OCCC. So I think it's Oklahoma Christian Community College, if memory serves, from this team when I played them in the past. Or from when Western, at least, has played them in the past. But OCCC having to respect the Diva Bomb there, making sure to stay off point. And we can see that all of the healing and team camaraderie coming through. As the Mountaineers maintain this point and are almost at a 2-0 lead.
Yeah. They were applying a lot of pressure, pushing them way back.
I should set the Crimson next.
Dude, it's fun, but it's way harder than our games.
Ah, the Trailblazers, that's who they
Not
are.
that hard.
The Trailblazers is who is facing off with the Mountaineers tonight. We do see Maui on the Trailblazers with their ult active. I'm pretty sure we're going to see... Yep, there comes the Moira beam as well. Going to shred out Gummy. As the Trailblazers take over the point at 99%, Tokyo is going to jump off to regroup with the team a lot faster. We see Corbin and Bubbles working together, getting ready to start this push. Large team fight here between both squads. We're going to see the Diva Bomb. And Gummy chases down Snowy. Dies on the
Not able to
remake,
get
though.
back from that.
Bubbles barely clinging to life there, saved by his team. We see Majarshan's Bob go out to start putting pressure on the Trailblazers. It's working fairly well, but Maui going to be shutting down WCU as Bubbles on point tries to does recapture briefly. It's going to be contested. It's going to be recaptured once again, though, by OCCC, and it's going to be almost a tie game. We'll see if Gummy can't get back fast enough to get a touch at the very least. He's going to come in on the back line, forcing the touch, trying to just stall out this game as long as possible, but that point will go to the Trailblazers. There's going to be a big team fight here for both teams. So we see just a lot of trades back and forth. That Maui and damage mitigation at the moment. As we see Corbin trying to keep Majarshan alive. And they will.
Got the pick.
Barely. They do end up taking out that Maui. And now the Mountaineers trying to find a way to get over to this flashpoint first to set up. And as it is a 1-1 score right now, very indicative of the rest of this matchup, at least in this flashpoint match. Now, the way this works is the Trailblazers actively chose to play this, I forget, Servasa, that's the one.
It's definitely a weird pick.
Comparatively for a lot of people, not necessarily something that you would generally see. And we see the Kitsune Rush coming out. Kitsune Visor, very interesting ult combo. And now we see High Noon finding two.
With the High Noon.
And it's Majarshan and Corbin trying to stay alive. And both will fall. It'll be a team kill. Just barely. As Crimson resets and gets ready to try and retake this flashpoint. 38% already in their favor, though.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad. And with Flashpoint, it's definitely the last point that matters the most. It's going to be right by your team spawn, and you can hold it real hard.
Ooh, there is a Baptiste window out. Huge possibility for the Mountaineers if they can start shooting through it, but they're going to be shut down by this Maui. And that Maui chain is going to shut down the entire Mountaineer attacking opportunity. We see Gummy with Diva Bomb, trying to find a way to stay alive and not have to use his remech. And he will. He's going to start going in with his squad. That said, though, both Corbin and Tokyoto a little far back for the Mountaineers to be able to push, and it's at 96% already. They need to get there.
Going in with the Juno ult.
Juno and Diva Bomb coming out at the same time for the Mountaineers. Majarshan having reset over to Reaper. Interesting. I haven't seen a Reaper come out from Majarshan really ever. Then now it's going to be Gummy and Majarshan chasing down this soldier, and they do find them. Bubbles finding, actually the entire team for the Mountaineers finding almost all of the Trailblazers as they now chase down this Kiriko to stagger, or is it? No, it's the Moira.
Yeah,
It is a Moira to try and stagger him, and they get it.
Moira.
It's a very staggered now for one of the Trailblazer healers. That said, though, Gummy gets overextended, has to try and stay alive and recover. Great play, though. Final fight territory, at least for this point. Great saving from Tokyoto there with his Immo field. He's going to keep a lot of his team alive and in this fight. And WCU does take this point. So the Mountaineers on the verge of winning this series. And they're on the verge of winning Flashpoint. They just need to find a way to get possession. And the Trailblazers with the lead on the race over. Great chase down from Corbin, though, finding that Moira. Now, just a few seconds left, Spoon. What do you really want to see as we enter this next Flashpoint from WCU Crimson?
I want to see Corbin do really bad for a second. But
no, in all seriousness, though,
Okay.
like as fun as it is to talk about your own team, what do you want to see from your Mountaineers as they try and solidify this one?
I really think they can lock this down, especially with that Reaper ult. They can lock this down and keep it very tight. If they're able to hold them off and stagger a little, I think they do have this.
I think it's just a very easy thing for the Mountaineers to be able to do here, though it will be a little bit of a struggle at first. The only ult online at this moment is going to be Baptiste Window, and while strong, it's not great in this specific portion of Flashpoint on Servasa. Especially against Kitsune Moira Beam. That is a devastating combo. Kitsune Rush going to allow for all of the Trailblazers to run in with health, with speed, and with, I believe, if memory serves, a slight damage boost as well. We're going to see Juno
And
Beam
they
coming
are
out to
going
answer.
for it.
Bubbles does get taken out, though.
Dropping the Diva Bomb.
On point. And there's going to be a remech for Gummy, who is now trying to deal with this, and with the entirety of the Trailblazers. Just about staying alive with thanks to both of his healers. His mech does get taken out, though.
Ult.
And Gummy with Diva finding two. Majarshan going to find the third. And the Mountaineers with full control of this point. No Trailblazers around. And they're going to win their first series of the season in a sweep.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, what a play from WCU. And Majarshan going to be getting this play of the game as Reaper. Oh my goodness, getting the first, coming in. I think just keeping his team alive, able to find some extras, and just start dealing a lot of chip damage.
Yeah.
And even though it doesn't look like much, that's enough for his team or for him to support his team to win this one. WCU will take this. The Mountaineers winning 3-1 in this, or 3-0 in this series, 3-1 in that Flashpoint. But thank you all for tuning in tonight to both team streams. But for this evening and for this week 1 of NECC competition, I'm Sparky.
I'm Spoon.
And we'll catch you guys next time.